The great hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with voices. 27 different alien species sat in tiered seats around a central platform. Light from 3 suns streamed through the crystal dome above them. Councillor Thrax of the Zordax stood on the platform. His scaled skin gleamed under the lights as he pointed to a blue planet on the large display. "This world, called Earth by its natives, has resources we need," Thrax said. "The humans who live there are primitive and divided. They fight among themselves constantly." The display showed images of human wars, riots, and violence. Many council members shook their heads or made sounds of disapproval. "We propose a standard civilizing mission," Thrax continued. "We will bring order to these humans while securing valuable minerals and water." Councillor Ziv of the peaceful Valerians rose from her seat. Her delicate features showed concern. "Have we studied these humans properly? Our laws require thorough assessment before contact." Thrax waved a dismissive hand. "We have observed them for 50 years. They are centuries behind us technologically. They will welcome our guidance." The council leader, an ancient being named Mox, called for a vote. Most hands rose in approval. The Zordax would proceed with their mission to Earth. None noticed how Thrax had only shown selected images, carefully hiding human creativity, resilience, and cooperation. On Earth, astronaut Sam Carter floated in the International Space Station, staring out at the stars. His brown eyes narrowed as he noticed a flash of light near the moon. It vanished, then appeared again. "Houston, are you tracking any objects near the lunar surface?" "Over." The radio crackled. "Negative, Sam. Our scopes show nothing unusual. What are you seeing?" "Over." Sam pressed closer to the window. "I'm not sure. Might be equipment glitches. I'll run diagnostics and report back." "Over." He pushed away from the window and moved through the station to the monitoring systems. The computers showed no errors, but when he checked the deep space radar, he noticed strange patterns at the edge of detection range. 3 hours later, Sam was on a video call with Dr. Lisa Wright at NASA headquarters. "The patterns don't match any known objects," Lisa said, pushing her glasses up on her nose. Her curly hair was tied back, and dark circles under her eyes showed she had been working without rest. "We've contacted other space agencies. The Chinese, Europeans, and Russians are all seeing similar anomalies." "Natural phenomenon?" Sam asked. "No. The movement patterns suggest artificial objects. Very large ones, moving too precisely for asteroids or comets." Sam felt a chill run down his spine. "Are we talking about what I think we're talking about?" Lisa nodded slowly. "We're not saying it officially yet, but yes, these match no known human spacecraft or satellites, and they're changing course in ways that suggest intelligence." "How long until they reach Earth?" "At current speeds, 3 days. The president is being briefed right now. All major world leaders will have an emergency video conference in 2 hours." Sam looked back out the window. The stars seemed colder now. "What can I do from up here?" "Keep watching. Record everything. You have the best view in the house, Sam." Back in the Galactic Council chambers, a junior Valerian aide rushed to Councillor Ziv with urgent news. "The humans have detected the Zordax fleet," she whispered. "And our deep analysis of Earth's communications network shows something troubling. Humans are far more advanced than Thrax claimed. Their weapons may not match Zordax technology, but they are not helpless primitives." Ziv's eyes widened. "We must alert the Council immediately." "It's too late," the aide said. "The Zordax fleet has already disabled Earth's early warning satellites. First contact will begin within days." Ziv stood, her face grim. "Then we must prepare to witness what may become a terrible mistake. These humans may surprise us all." As Sam Carter continued his wash from orbit, the first Zordax ships accelerated toward Earth, their commanders confident in an easy victory. They had no idea what awaited them. 3 days after Sam Carter spotted the strange lights from space, he stood in an underground room beneath the Pentagon. Military officers and scientists rushed around him. Giant screens covered the walls, showing maps and data feeds. "Welcome to the United Earth Defense Initiative," said a tall man in a Navy suit. "I'm Alan Powell, the director. We've been preparing for this day for decades, though most people thought we were crazy." Sam shook his hand. "What exactly is this place?" When governments around the world began detecting the same anomalies, this emergency group was activated. The best minds from every nation are here or connected remotely. A woman with short black hair approached them. She wore an army uniform with the rank of colonel. "This is Kelly Martinez, our chief strategist," Alan said. Kelly nodded at Sam. "Your space observations helped confirm what we're dealing with. The objects are now in Earth orbit, too big to be satellites, too controlled to be natural." Sam followed them to a central table with a holographic display showing Earth and the positions of the unknown objects. 7 large ships, Kelly explained. They formed a pattern over our planet. A slim man with glasses joined them. "Dr. John Rivera, Xenobiology Department. I've been analyzing the little data we have. These crafts use propulsion systems unlike anything in our physics." Sam looked at the worried faces around him. "So what's the plan?" Before anyone could answer, all the screens in the room flickered. A harsh voice boomed through the speakers. "People of Earth, we are the Zordax Empire. Your planet is now under our protection and control. Surrender your governments to our authority. Resistance will bring punishment." The message repeated in different languages. On the screens, images appeared of large ships hovering over major cities around the world: New York, Beijing, London, Moscow, Cairo. "They've hacked our communication systems," Alan said. "Every television, radio, and internet connection on Earth is broadcasting this." Outside the Pentagon, people stared up at the sky. A massive ship, shaped like a dark metal arrowhead, hung over Washington, D.C. Smaller craft circled beneath it. In the Zordax command ship, General Krull watched the humans through monitoring systems. His second-in-command, Officer Vex, stood beside him. The primitives seemed confused. Vex said, "They have made no unified response." Krull's scaled face showed no emotion. "Set the demonstration timer. If they don't surrender within 6 hours, destroy one of their smaller cities as an example." "Which city, General?" "It doesn't matter. Pick one with under 1 million population." Back in the UEDI command center, the team worked frantically. World leaders joined emergency video conferences. Military forces worldwide went on high alert. "The Chinese and Russians have already moved fighter jets to challenge the ships over their territories," Kelly reported. "Not a good idea." Sam studied the data coming in. "Look at these energy readings. Their weapon systems are powering up, but they're not firing yet." Dr. Rivera pointed to another screen. "I'm picking up signals between their ships. If we can decode their communications, we might learn their intentions." Alan's phone rang. He listened briefly, his face growing pale. "The President is authorizing limited military response while attempting diplomatic contact," he told the team. "The UN Security Council is meeting now." Kelly shook her head. "We're not ready for this. Our weapons probably can't even dent their ships." "Then we need to buy time," Stam said, "and find their weaknesses." Outside, the Zordax ships remained in position. Their presence cast dark shadows over the cities below. People filled the streets, some in panic, others in curiosity, many documenting everything with their phones. In the Galactic Council chamber, Counselor Ziv watched the live feeds from Earth with growing concern. "The humans are not surrendering as Thrax predicted," she told her fellow Volarians. "And look how quickly they're organizing. Their communication systems are primitive but effective." "Should we intervene?" asked another Volarian. "Not yet," Ziv replied, "but continue monitoring. I fear the Zordax have greatly underestimated these humans." On Earth, the 6-hour deadline approached. Humanity prepared to face its first interstellar war. The 6-hour deadline passed. General Kroll ordered the destruction of a coastal city in Australia with a population of about 500,000 people. He expected this would force the humans to surrender. But as the Zordax weapon powered up, something unexpected happened. 3 human fighter jets approached the ship, broadcasting on all frequencies. "This is Major Steve Wilson of the Royal Australian Air Force. We have evacuated the city. Your target is empty. We request negotiations instead of violence." Kroll was surprised. How did they evacuate so quickly? And how did they know which city we would target? Officer Vex studied the data. Unknown, General, but scans confirm the city is mostly empty. Kroll's anger grew. Destroy it anyway. Then target a different city with no warning. The Zordax weapon fired. A beam of energy hit the Australian city, leaving only smoking ruins. But the human response was not fear or surrender. Instead, military forces worldwide launched coordinated attacks on the Zordax ships. In the UEDI Command Center, Sam Carter watched the screens with Kelly Martinez. "The evacuation worked," Kelly said. "We guessed right that they would target a smaller city first as a demonstration." Sam nodded. "But now they know we can anticipate some of their moves." Dr. Rivera rushed into the room, excitement on his face. "I found something. The Zordax communications use a frequency band that interacts with our regular radio waves. It creates interference patterns we can track." Alan Powell joined them, looking at Rivera's data. "Can we use this to listen to their communications?" "Better," Rivera said. "We might be able to disrupt them. And there's more. Their ships show energy fluctuations when they pass through areas with heavy Earth radio broadcasts." Sam's eyes widened. "Are you saying our radio signals weaken their systems?" "Not all signals, but certain frequencies seem to cause them trouble, especially in the 2.4 GHz range." Kelly looked up sharply. "That's the same frequency as Wi-Fi and many of our wireless devices." Around the world, the Zordax prepared for easy victory, but their ships encountered unexpected problems. Their targeting systems became less accurate near population centers. Their shields weakened mysteriously in certain areas. General Kroll grew frustrated. "Why can't we lock onto their military bases? Why do our systems keep glitching?" In Russia, a Zordax attack ship crashed after flying over a major broadcasting center. In Japan, another ship's weapons failed completely when targeted at Tokyo. The humans noticed these patterns quickly. Air forces worldwide began luring Zordax ships over areas with heavy wireless communications. Ground forces set up massive radio transmitters outside military bases. In the Galactic Council, observers watched with growing surprise. "The humans are adapting," Counselor Zib told the emergency session. "They have discovered a weakness in Zordax technology in less than a day." Counselor Thrax stood up angrily. "This is impossible. Their scientists are primitive. They cannot understand our technology so quickly. Yet they are doing exactly that." Another council member noted, "Perhaps your assessment of humans was flawed." Back on Earth, Dr. Rivera worked with scientists across the globe to strengthen the effect. They modified cell towers and Wi-Fi networks to broadcast at frequencies most damaging to Zordax systems. Sam and Kelly coordinated with military leaders to create a trap. They would pretend to surrender, then activate every wireless device on Earth at once when the Zordax came to accept. General Kroll, unaware of the trap, was pleased to receive the surrender message. "The primitives have learned their lesson. Prepare landing parties to accept their surrender and begin resource extraction." Officer Vex seemed uncertain. "General, this seems too easy. The humans adapted quickly. Should we be cautious?" "Nonsense," Kroll said. "They are simply intelligent enough to recognize superior power. The Council was right to approve our mission." As the Zordax prepared landing ships, humans worldwide waited with fingers hovering over buttons, ready to activate their trap. The Zordax landing ships descended toward major cities across Earth. In each location, human officials waited in open areas, apparently ready to surrender. Hidden from the aliens' view, Millions of people waited with phones, routers, and modified radio devices. In Washington, D.C., Sam Carter stood with Alan Powell and several government officials in the National Mall. Above them, a massive Zordax shuttle approached. "Everyone ready?" Sam whispered into his hidden microphone. "All countries report ready," Kelly replied from the command center. "Dr. Rivera has the signal prepared." The Zordax shuttle landed. The door opened, and General Kroll himself stepped out with 6 armed soldiers. He walked toward the humans with confidence. "I accept your surrender," Kroll announced. "Your world now belongs to the Zordax Empire." Alan Powell stepped forward. "Before we proceed, we request clarification on the terms of surrender." Kroll made a sound like a laugh. "There are no terms. You submit completely." Ellen nodded slightly. This was the signal. "Now," Sam shouted into his microphone. Across the planet, billions of devices activated at once. Modified Wi-Fi routers, cell phones, radio towers, and satellite dishes all broadcast on the frequencies Dr. Rivera had identified as harmful to Zordax technology. The effect was immediate. Kroll's soldiers dropped their weapons, clutching their heads in pain. Their armor systems failed, communication devices exploded, and the shuttle behind them began smoking. Kroll himself fell to his knees, his scaled skin changing colors rapidly. "What is this treachery?" he gasped. In orbit, the Zordax ships began drifting out of position. Their weapons powered down, shield systems failed, and some smaller vessels tumbled out of control. In the Galactic Council chamber, the emergency session watched in shock. "What are we seeing?" demanded the council leader. Counselor Ziv analyzed the data. The humans have weaponized their communication technology. They have turned their planet's radio field against the Zordax. Counselor Thrax stood in outrage. "This is impossible. They cannot have discovered this weakness so quickly." Another counselor, from a species known for their scientific knowledge, studied the readings. "Yet they have. And look, they are not killing the Zordax troops. They are capturing them." This was true. Across Earth, military forces moved in to detain the disabled Zordax soldiers. In Washington, Sam approached the struggling General Kroll. "We never intended to surrender," Sam said. "We just needed you on the ground." Kroll's eyes showed fury and disbelief. "You primitives cannot defeat the Zordax. The Council will send more ships." Sam smiled. "Maybe. But first, they might want to hear what we've learned about your unauthorized weapons and your false reports about Earth." In the UEDI Command Center, Dr. Rivera worked with a team to analyze captured Zordax technology. "Their biology is sensitive to our electromagnetic spectrum," he explained to Kelly. "And their ships use a propulsion system that's disrupted by our atmosphere's natural electricity." Kelly looked at the global map showing captured Zordax forces. "We've taken most of their ground troops, but their main ships are still in orbit, even if disabled." "Not for long," Dr. Rivera said. "Look at the orbital trajectories. Without power to maintain position, they'll start falling into the atmosphere within hours." The council chambers were in chaos. Many members demanded to know how they had been missiled about the humans. Counselor Ziv stood to address them. "I call for an immediate diplomatic mission to Earth. Not a conquest, but true first contact. We must correct this terrible mistake." The council leader nodded slowly. "Agreed. And the Zordax must be held accountable for their deception." Thrax tried to leave the chamber but was stopped by council guards. Back on Earth, Ryan Davis, a Navy SEAL team leader, reported an incredible success. "We've captured an intact Zordax scout ship. Dr. Rivera thinks we can get it working." Sam looked at Alan. "If we can fly that ship, we could take the fight to them before their reinforcements arrive." Alan nodded. "Prepare a volunteer crew. This might be our only chance to show the Zordax and their council that humans aren't to be underestimated." The captured Zordax scout ship sat in a large hangar at a military base in Nevada. Dr. Rivera and a team of engineers worked day and night to understand its systems. Sam Carter trained with Ryan Davis, and a small crew to prepare for their mission. The controls respond to both touch and thought, Dr. Rivera explained as Sam sat in the pilot's seat. Their biology connects directly with their technology. Sam placed his hands on the strange controls. How can I use it then? Dr. Rivera handed him a helmet with wires connected to the ship. We modified their neural interface. It won't be as smooth as it would be for them, but it should work. Sam put on the helmet and concentrated. The ship hummed to life, its lights glowing blue. It's working, Ryan said, but we need to move fast. Our sensors show the remaining Zordax ships are regrouping. Kelly Martinez entered the hangar with urgent news. We've translated more of their communications. The Zordax have called for reinforcements from outside the solar system. They'll arrive in 3 days. In the UEDI command center, Alan Powell briefed world leaders. We can't just defend. We need to take action before their reinforcements arrive. The President of the United States nodded on the video screen. The United Nations Security Council has approved Operation Thunderstrike. You have global authorization to proceed. Meanwhile, in a holding facility, General Krull was being questioned. Despite his situation, he remained proud. Your victory is temporary, he told the human interrogators. The full might of the Zordax Empire will descend on your world. You should have surrendered when you had the chance. What Krull didn't know was that humans had decoded enough of the Zordax language to understand communications between the ships. The Zordax weren't calling their empire. They were begging the Galactic Council for help. In space, the crew of the International Space Station watched as the disabled Zordax ships struggled to maintain orbit. Some had begun to enter the atmosphere, burning up like giant meteors. Inside the captured scout ship, Sam tested the weapon systems. The ship responds better each time I use it. It's like it's learning to work with human thoughts. Dr. Rivera nodded excitedly. That's exactly what's happening. Their technology adapts to its user. And we've made another discovery. Their main command ship has a central control system. If we can access it, we might be able to shut down their entire fleet at once. Ryan reviewed the mission plan with his team. We'll approach under the guise of a returning scout ship. Sam will pilot. I'll lead the boarding team. And Dr. Rivera will guide us to their central system. In the Galactic Council chambers, Counselor Ziv prepared to depart for Earth with a diplomatic team. Before leaving, she addressed the Council. We must acknowledge our grave error regarding humans. They are not primitive. Their technology follows a different path than ours, but their adaptability is remarkable. The Zordax mistake may become the Council's shame. The Council leader agreed. Go quickly. We must establish peaceful contact before more damage is done. As the Valerian diplomatic ship prepared to leave, news arrived that shocked the Council. Humans had captured a Zordax vessel and were planning to use it against the invasion fleet. Impossible, muttered Thrax, who was now under Council guard. No species has ever mastered Zordax technology so quickly. On Earth, Operation Thunderstrike began. Military forces around the world activated powerful electromagnetic pulse devices aimed at the remaining Zordax ships, further disrupting their systems. Sam and his crew boarded the scout ship. As the hangar doors opened, he felt the weight of humanity's future on his shoulders. Everyone ready? He asked through the ship's communication system. Ready, Ryan replied, checking his weapons. As ready as I'll ever be, Dr. Rivera said nervously. Sam took a deep breath and engaged the ship's engines. The scout ship rose smoothly into the air and accelerated upward. Their mission: to infiltrate the Zordax command ship and end the invasion once and for all. The captured Zordax scout ship left Earth's atmosphere. Sam Carter guided it carefully toward the massive Zordax command ship. Through the view screen, they saw several damaged Zordax vessels drifting in orbit. Their systems are still disrupted from our electronic attack, Dr. Rivera said, checking the sensors. But the command ship has restored partial power. Ryan Davis and his team checked their weapons and equipment. They wore modified Zordax armor taken from captured soldiers. The plan was to dock with the command ship and pass as a returning Zordax patrol. "Remember," Sam said, "we only have 6 hours before their reinforcements arrive. We need to reach the central control room and upload Dr. Rivera's virus program." As they approached the command ship, a voice came through the communication system in the harsh Zordax language. "Scout Ship C-17. Identify yourself," demanded the voice. Sam pressed the button Dr. Rivera indicated and sent the automatic response they had prepared. There was a tense moment of silence. "Docking Bay 4 is open for your return," the voice finally responded. The small human team looked at each other with relief. The first part of their plan had worked. Meanwhile, on Earth, General Krull was surprised when his guards brought him to a meeting room instead of his cell. Inside waited Alan Powell and Kelly Martinez. "Your command ship will soon be under our control," Alan told him. "Your reinforcements won't arrive in time." Krull's scaled face showed shock for the first time. "How could you possibly know about the reinforcements? Our communications are encrypted." Kelly smiled. "Not encrypted enough, apparently." Krull studied the humans with new eyes. "The Council was wrong about your species. You are not primitive at all." "No, we're not," Ellen agreed. "Now we have a proposal for you." In space, Sam guided the scout ship into the Zordax command ship's docking bay. When the doors closed behind them, they prepared for the next phase of their mission. "Helmets on," Ryan ordered his team. "We move in formation like we practiced." They exited the scout ship in a tight group, with Sam and Ryan in front, and Dr. Rivera protected in the middle. The Zordax in the docking bay barely glanced at them, assuming they were returning soldiers. They moved through the massive ship's corridors, following the path Dr. Rivera had mapped based on information from captured Zordax data devices. Twice they passed Zordax officers who nodded to them without suspicion. "We're getting close to the central control room," Dr. Rivera whispered through their helmet communications. "According to the ship layout, it should be just ahead." Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the ship. A voice shouted in the Zordax language. "They're saying intruders detected," Dr. Rivera translated with panic in his voice. "Our cover's blown," Ryan said. "Move fast." The team ran toward the control room. 2 Zordax guards appeared ahead and raised their weapons. Ryan and his team fired first, using the modified human weapons that worked on Zordax biology. The guards fell. "There." Sam pointed to a large door marked with Zordax symbols. "That's the control room." As they approached the door, it opened. Inside stood a female Valerian with blue skin and large eyes. Next to her were several other aliens of different species. "Humans," the Valerian said in perfect English. "I am Counselor Ziv of the Galactic Council. We have come to stop this unauthorized invasion." The humans stared in shock. "How do you speak our language?" Sam asked. "We have been monitoring your world for decades," Ziv explained. "The Council has overruled the Zordax. Their invasion was based on false information." Dr. Rivera stepped forward. "But their reinforcements are coming. We need to shut down their systems." Ziv nodded. "That's why we came directly to this control room. My team has already disabled their communication array. No reinforcements will come." Just then, more Zordax troops arrived behind the humans. But instead of attacking, they stopped and lowered their weapons. An officer stepped forward. "The general has ordered us to stand down," he announced. "The war is over." Sam looked at Ziv in confusion. "What general?" "Krull is captured on Earth." "Yes," Ziv said. "And he has just communicated with his fleet. The Zordax are surrendering." Back on Earth, world leaders gathered at the United Nations in New York. On giant screens, they watched the live feed from the Zordax command ship. Sam Carter stood next to Counselor Ziv as she addressed both Earth and the Galactic Council. "The unauthorized invasion of Earth by the Zordax has been halted," Ziv announced. "The Council extends its deepest apologies to humanity for this grave error." The room on Earth was silent. After days of fear and fighting, the sudden diplomatic turn was hard to process. "What happens now?" asked the Secretary General of the UN. Ziv's gentle voice continued. "The Council proposes immediate peaceful contact. We wish to welcome humanity into the galactic community." In the command center, Alan Powell and Kelly Martinez watched with General Krull beside them. Krull looked defeated but calm. "You offered me a deal," Krull said quietly. "I kept my part. I ordered my forces to surrender." Alan nodded. "And we'll keep ours. You will face Earth justice, but we will argue for mercy given your cooperation." Krull's scaled lips formed what might have been a smile. "Your justice is likely kinder than what the Council would do to me for failing." On the command ship, Sam and Ryan's team were joined by more humans who arrived on Council transport ships. Dr. Rivera moved excitedly among the alien technology, talking rapidly with scientists from several Council species. Their understanding of physics follows completely different principles. A tall, insect-like alien told Rivera, "Your human approach to science is unique in the galaxy." Rivera beamed with pride. "And your biotechnology is beyond anything we've imagined. The medical applications alone could transform human healthcare." Sam pulled Ryan aside as the scientists chatted. "Can we trust them? After all, they approved the invasion in the first place." Ryan shrugged. "Hard to say, but Ziv seems genuine. And they did stop the reinforcements." A commotion at the door drew their attention. A group of Zordax officers were being led away by Council security forces. Among them was Councillor Thrax, his once proud bearing now diminished. "The Council has voted," Ziv explained to Sam. "Thrax and his conspirators will face trial for falsifying reports about Earth and violating Council protocols on first contact." Sam watched the disgraced Zordax being taken away. What about the rest of the Zordax forces? Most were following orders. They will return to their homeworld. Reparations to Earth will be discussed in upcoming negotiations. In orbit above Earth, Council ships now outnumbered the disabled Zordax vessels. Teams of workers from various species helped secure the damaged ships and prevent them from falling to Earth. The Valerian diplomatic vessel prepared to land at the United Nations Plaza. On board, Ziv briefed Sam, Ryan, and Dr. Rivera about the upcoming formal first contact ceremony. Normally, a species must reach certain technological milestones before Council contact is initiated, she explained. But circumstances have forced us to accelerate the process. "What milestones?" Dr. Rivera asked. "Sustainable faster-than-light travel is the usual requirement," Ziv said. "But your species' remarkable adaptability has impressed many Council members. Your response to the invasion demonstrated qualities valued throughout the galaxy." The ship began its descent to Earth. Through the viewport, Sam could see crowds gathered around the UN building. News of the alien surrender and the arrival of peaceful representatives had spread worldwide. "Will all aliens be as friendly as you?" Sam asked Ziv. "The Council represents 27 species with different cultures and values," she replied honestly. "Some will welcome human participation. Others may be more cautious or even fearful, now that they've seen what humans can do when threatened." The ship touched down gently. Outside, a delegation of world leaders waited. History was about to change forever. "Ready?" Ziv asked the humans. Sam took a deep breath and nodded, as ready as anyone could be to introduce Earth to the galaxy. The door opened, and together, humans and aliens stepped out to begin a new chapter in galactic history. 6 months after the failed invasion, the Grand Hall of the Galactic Council looked very different. Among the 27 alien species, 4 humans now sat in a special section marked with Earth's flag. Sam Carter, Lisa Wright, Kelly Martinez, and John Rivera had been chosen as Earth's first representatives. Today was the formal ceremony to grant Earth provisional membership in the Council. The massive chamber was filled with delegates from across the galaxy. The Council leader, Mox, stood at the center platform. His ancient form seemed more energetic than usual. "Today marks a historic occasion," Mox announced. "Never before has a species been granted provisional membership so quickly after first contact." Murmurs spread through the chamber. Some were excited, others clearly unhappy with the special treatment. The human response to the Zordax invasion demonstrated qualities we value, Mox continued. Adaptability, cooperation across their own diverse cultures, and mercy toward defeated enemies. Sam looked at his fellow humans. They all wore simple blue uniforms designed to represent Earth rather than any single nation. The last 6 months had been a whirlwind of learning, diplomacy, and technological exchange. Counselor Ziv approached the humans with ceremonial badges that would mark them as official representatives. "You have changed the council already," she told them quietly. "Many species are reconsidering their views on technological development." Dr. Rivera nodded eagerly. The idea that different paths of scientific progress are valid has sparked a revolution in galactic research. Our primitive radio technology turned out to have applications no one had considered. Kelly added, "And our military leaders are now sharing training methods with Council security forces." They were impressed by how quickly Earth united against a common threat. The ceremony continued as each human received their badge. Then Sam was invited to address the council. He walked to the center platform, feeling the eyes of hundreds of alien beings upon him. "6 months ago, we didn't know we weren't alone in the universe," Sam began. "Our first introduction was through conflict, but now we come in friendship." The translation systems carried his words to all present. Some leaned forward with interest. "Humans have much to learn, but we also have much to offer. Our history is full of challenges that forced us to adapt and innovate. We've faced our own divisions and wars, yet found ways to cooperate." Sam paused, looking around at the diverse council members. "We thank you for this opportunity to join the galactic community. Earth pledges to be a constructive member of the council, and we look forward to a peaceful future among the stars." The chamber filled with the various sounds of approval from different species. Even some who had been skeptical seemed impressed by the simple dignity of the humans' words. Back on Earth, billions watched the ceremony on screens. The arrival of alien visitors had initially caused fear, but the months of peaceful exchange had transformed global society. New technologies were already improving human lives. Medical advances from council species had cured several diseases. Clean energy systems were replacing polluting methods. In schools across Earth, children now learned about the 27 council species. Space programs worldwide collaborated on new ships using the principles learned from council technology. As the ceremony ended, the Zordax representative approached Sam, not Thrax, who remained imprisoned, but a new counselor who had replaced him. "My people have much to atone for," the Zordax said formally, "but we hope in time to become true allies with humans." Sam nodded. "Earth believes in second chances. We've made our own mistakes throughout history." Later, as the Earth representatives prepared to board their ship home, Counselor Zib joined them. "The Council has existed for 10,000 years, she told them. Yet in 6 months, humans have already begun changing traditions and thinking that had become fixed. It's quite remarkable." Sam smiled as they looked out at the stars through the viewport. "That's what humans do best. We change, we adapt, and we never stop exploring." Their ship departed for Earth, no longer a lonely planet, but now part of something greater. The failed invasion had become the beginning of humanity's greatest adventure.